welcome back to the Lockwood Chronicles. My name is Larissa, and today's reading vlog, I am reading two thrillers, Listen for the Lie by Amy Tintera and The Fury by Alex Michaelides. Woo! And because these are thrillers, please check the trigger warnings for any trigger that may trigger you. Hello, my darling friends. So we're reading, I was gonna say we're listening to, but we're reading Listen for the Lie by Amy Tintera. This book reminds me of my best friend, and my best friend Julia. She's a silly one. I did message her this too, and she completely agrees. But apparently, what if you thought you murdered your best friend and everyone else thought so too? And what if the truth didn't matter? And this is about Lucy and Savvy. Lucy can't remember the night that her best friend died or was murdered. And she was the last person, I think, seen with Savvy, and then enters in a true crime podcast. And they're gonna try to solve or investigate this murder. And because I have just finished watching season 1 of Brooklyn Nine-Nine, I feel like I'm ready to solve this case. Oh, the reason that this reminds me of my best friend, because this is, I feel like, how my best friend, Julia, who you've seen in vlogs past, would want to go. Some speculation and a mystery behind her murder or her death, as well as throwing me under the bus. I feel like this is gonna be a fun one. In case I get a little scared, I do have a cute little romance on deck on my Kindle, because I am a scaredy cat and I am terrified that I will be murdered. Let's get reading! All right, first impressions, short chapters. We love that. Second, if I was actually listening to the audiobook, I think it would be very good if it was how I'm thinking it would be in our head. So like you get the transcripts from the podcast, which is great. Lighting is horrible, 1 second. Third, my romance heart is really hoping that Lucy and the podcast host, Ben, become a thing. Theories right now. Lucy was married in her early 20s. She's in her late 20s now. She was married in her early 20s, and then the murder happened, and then she got divorced. Theories right now, it's always gonna be a husband of somebody. So I'm gonna go it was Lucy's ex-husband. I don't know anything about him at all. Like it just briefly mentions that she was married. But we're gonna go with the ex-husband, because why not? What would be really wild if it was Ben, the podcast host. No. It's definitely not him. We're already on chapter 5, and that's on page 27. Again, super short chapters. Gosh, I love a short chapter. I'm also gonna add Grandma to my suspect list. She's just quirky enough where she might have done it. Or she knows what actually happens. It's currently 8 o'clock and I am gonna eat the rest of my, what is it? Chia seed pudding, protein pudding? I don't know, I made it. It's actually really good. Normally I don't like that kind of stuff, but I get really hungry right before bed, and then also I struggle with insomnia. I think it's because my glycemic levels just drop so significantly when I'm sleeping. Not to an alarming rate, but just enough to like wake me up. Find the perfect ratio of a good carb, protein, fiber mix, and came across chia seed pudding, mainly because I was listening to Personal Trainer podcast with Mike Vacanti and Jordan Syatt. And Jordan is all about that fiber, and he has been going off about chia seeds. And then somebody else, oh, Remy Cruz made some chia seed pudding. And I'm like, I just gotta get on that. And she did protein chia seed pudding. So I got this recipe off of Pinterest, but it was half a cup of milk, 3 tablespoons chia seeds, 1 scoop protein powder, 1 tablespoon maple syrup, half a teaspoon of vanilla. This is not the mystery of why I'm an insomniac. This is the mystery of who murdered Savvy. And I am currently on chapter 10, page 61. I'm intrigued. I'm loving it. It's also like not scary right now. And I don't think it's gonna be scary, which I love. I love more of like a mystery. And this is a whodunit. I'm loving it. I'm loving the flip between Lucy and the podcast episodes. I'm kind of getting everybody's backstory. People are just talking trash about Lucy. And they're like, she was always crazy. She was always a horrible person. The few people that were actually close to Lucy were like, she just stuck up for herself and for other people. It's hooked me, which is also really great because I have been feeling quite slumpy in reading lately. Not that I've been reading any bad books, I just like, nothing has been hitting. Normally when I'm feeling a little slumpy, I change genres, and I've tried to change a few different genres, or I switch formats. If I'm reading a lot of physical books, I'll switch to a Kindle or just audiobooks, but usually a genre shift, like a quick paced one. So like a super fluffy romance, which is a book that I read right before this and I really liked that, or a thriller, because they're always fast paced. It's so fun. Murder. We're in bed met and they're talking about her little side hustle. And the romance girly in me is eating it up and I'm loving it. This is so great. This is so stupid that I'm so giddy about this. It'd be nice if they got together at the end, if she didn't murder her best friend. I mean, even if she did, who's to say? You fall in love with who you fall in love with. Her grandma is amazing. Oh, she's so funny. Oh my gosh, just a woman that just doesn't give an F, and I love her for that. Live your life, grandma. They're getting Mexican food right now, and I have been craving Mexican food. So that's the update. Next on the suspect list is dad. Yeah, interesting. Who did I say before? Ex-husband, grandma, but I don't think it's grandma. It'd be kind of funny if it was. Dad. Currently on chapter 21, which is on page 129. The twists and turns, the suspects, the mystery. I just want to stay up and read it all night. I have pickleball tomorrow morning. Can't be doing that, but maybe I will because it's so good. I'm so hooked. I add mom to the suspect list. So we got mom, dad, ex-husband. Those are my top 3. Lucy can be on there too, because I mean, everybody else thinks, but she doesn't know. So maybe she did do it. I don't think she did, but that would be a twist, wouldn't it? All right, I'm still gonna stick with my top 3. Good morning! Woke up this morning, opened my blinds, and I see snow. It's just a light dusting and some flurries, but still, it's there, and I'm sad, and we've pretty much gone the whole winter without seeing much of it. But yeah, it's a little chilly today, and the wind is blowing if you can hear it. It was so loud last night, which added to the thriller elements that we were reading. And I got to page, I think, 200 or so. Ugh, I did not want to put it down, but it was like 11 o'clock or 11:30 at night. I'm like, this is way past my bedtime. It's so good. I am so excited to read it today. But I am going to go work out, and then I have pickleball right after. I won't get to read until late afternoon, which I'm kind of sad about. Being social and getting out into the world is much more beneficial to my mental health than being in my house alone reading, apparently. No, I need that social aspect, otherwise I get sad. And I'm really excited to play pickleball today. But I am also trying to solve my own mystery, because there's been a really cute guy coming to the gym, like real cute. He looks kind of like Jacob Elordi a little bit, and somebody else, but I can't remember who that is. Anyway, he and I have been making eyes at each other That sounds so something that my mom would say. However, he comes with this woman, and I cannot for the life of me tell if this woman is his mother or his girlfriend, regardless of her age. But she either looks really, really great for being in her 50s or 60s, or just really run down for looking in her 30s. And I honestly can't tell. I cannot tell. And I mean, maybe they have an age gap romance. Or maybe it's his older sister. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. Neither of them are wearing wedding bands, so that doesn't help either. And they don't like interact like they're a couple, but they also don't interact like they're a couple. So that's the mystery I've been trying to solve the last couple days. And they usually come around the same time that I'm here, so they have been in these past 2 days. So I'm more interested in solving that mystery in real life. We're doing a pull day. Woo! It's like my least favorite day, but it's okay because it's quick. Really good news. My workout was so quick that I don't have to leave for like another hour. So I'm gonna read for a little bit. Also, my mystery people were not there, so that was disappointing. So that is still an unsolved mystery. When a man lashes out, people say he's lost control of his temper or made a terrible mistake. When a woman does it, she's a psychopath. Another suspect! I'm not gonna say this one. Honestly, like, I'm gonna solve this mainly because I'm adding every single character introduced in this book on the suspect list. And I'm gonna be right. Ooh, that would be a twist. I'm gonna add 2 suspects. What? Well, that was... What? Why? Why? Gross. Ew. Just got back from pickleball and it was rough. I had a terrible time playing. I won 1 game out of like 7, which was horrible. Like I just couldn't get it together. And my hair binder, one of them broke. I had pigtails as you saw. And every time I wear my jacket on my drive to pickleball, the left one always breaks without fail, every single time. And I never have a spare in my bag, so I need to do that. I need to put some spare little binders in a little baggie or something. It is ridiculous. And then my game is thrown up because I don't have pigtails. Regardless, I rewarded myself by going to my friend's boba shop and getting a matcha boba because it is technically St. Patty's Day today. I threw it in my own jar because I needed some vanilla syrup in there, not syrup, vanilla flavoring for my coffee creamer. Normally I get their classic, which is delicious. It's so good. My buddy Miles just texted me and asked me if I wanted to go to this place in downtown St. Paul. Oh, I spilled all over. Downtown St. Paul, because it is St. Patty's Day. And St. Patty's Day, like I said, is one of my favorite holidays. But I am so tired right now. I texted him back, I'm like, I'm so exhausted right now, but let me drink my bubble tea and see if I'm a different person in 30 minutes. So if that's the case, then I gotta go start getting ready. I really want to, on one hand, because again, I love hanging out with my friends, and the fact that he's asking me to do something because he's so introverted makes me want to go. But on the other hand, I'm like, stay home and read, and that sounds also really nice. Update, I decided not to go. I'm so tired. And it's cold and windy. It's really sunny though, but it's cold. And I just don't want to put makeup on and get cute. My hair is greasy. I'm just gonna continue making excuses to validate my decision of saying no. I'm currently on page 268, chapter 43. While Lucy's choices in life are not always the best, or more thought out. I do enjoy one of them, even though it's probably the worst one. Not the worst, but not great. Another suspect has entered the chat. I have a good feeling about this one. What? Skirt. What? This person still isn't my main suspicion, but it is very highly weirdly suspicious. Uh-oh. My main suspect is still my main suspect. Even with all these little players, I have them ranked. But I feel like there's gonna be a big twist. Or maybe the author is thinking that there's gonna be a big twist when in fact, it's gonna be the obvious. What if we just like never find out? We have that much left. I still love Grandma. She's amazing. Yay, Grandma. I knew it! Not about the murder, but like, I knew one instance, one gap has been filled. But I knew it! They were on my suspect list. If they are actually the ones that did it, there's still 30 pages left. Did I solve it because I put everybody on my suspect list? Am I the greatest detective of all time? Why is she so dumb? She's so dumb. So dumb! What are you doing? Yes. Oh! Deserved that. Oh my gosh, I did not expect that. That was so good. Oh my gosh. Wow. That was good. All right, I'll talk about it at the end of this video. All right, a few hours have passed. I have eaten dinner. I have watched 3 or 4 episodes of Brooklyn Nine-Nine because I am getting ready to read our next thriller, The Fury by Alex Michaelides. This book is the tale of murder, is what the insert says. Or maybe that's not quite true. At its heart, it's a love story, isn't it? And you know how much I love a romance. So Lana is an ex-movie star, and every year she and a group of close friends goes to her island in Greece somewhere. Somebody dies, and apparently the narrator is Elliot Chase, and he's going to tell us a story unlike any we've ever heard before. I love when he just interweaves, is that it? Interwoven? Interweaves? Weaves in a Greek mythology in there. And like I said I don't even know when it was when I said this, but I'm going to pretend that this is Taylor Swift having her 4th of July bash with all her close friends. I'm gonna read you the first few sentences. Never open a book with the weather. Who was it who said that? I can't remember. Some famous writer, I expect. Whoever it was, they were right. Weather is boring. Nobody wants to read about weather, particularly in England, where we have so much of it. People want to read about people, and they generally skip descriptive paragraphs, in my experience. Not like the strongest opening, but I don't care. I like his writing. Let's do it. All All right, I'm gonna read you this part because this is what I was wondering about this book. Before you start laying bets on which of us did it, I feel duty bound to inform you that this is not a whodunit. Thanks to Agatha Christie, we all know how this kind of story is meant to play out. A baffling crime followed by a dogged investigation, an ingenious solution, then, if you're lucky, a twist in the tale. But this is a true story, not a work of fiction. It's about real people in a real place. If anything, it's a why done it. A character study, an examination of who we are and why we do the things we do. I mean, obviously this is not a true story, but like it's a true story in the fiction world. But I'm really happy that it's not a whodunit in the sense of the Agatha Christie, because the setup is very similar to And Then There Were None. And once you read And Then There Were None, you get it. And anybody that tries to follow it, it's not really super surprising. Apparently this Greek island is super windy, and its name, the name of the island, is Aura, which Aura was a minor deity, a nymph, a huntress, a companion of Artemis's. She didn't like men very much and would slaughter them for sport. When she gave birth to 2 boys, she ate one of them before Artemis quickly spirited away the other. Well, Aura, aren't you fun? Holland Park! If you know, you know. Just in Magnolia Parks lives. That's where she grew up, was Holland Park. I am currently on chapter 6, which is on page 31. Our narrator, Elliot, he has told us in the beginning too that he's quite an unreliable narrator. Also, he's the one telling the story, and he's telling it through like everybody's point of views, kind of. Like he's just relaying what everybody has told him so far. And it's just setting it up right now, how they came to be on the island over Easter weekend and the connections between the characters. It's giving tragedy. The story is getting set up at the beginning when he's explaining like how he's going to lay out the story. He says, this is like the 2 of us sitting down at a pub or sitting down for drinks, and we're just chatting, and I'm relaying the story to you, going off on some tangents, but also like explaining. It's like a friendly story time. This one isn't as like, it's not engaging, but the other thriller was a lot more engaging. Like I could not put it down. So do with that with what you will. Let's read. Currently 10 o'clock on a Monday. Look at me. I'm icing my ankles right now. I just got back from volleyball. We won the consolation bracket. Woo, so exciting. It was a good game. As far as the book goes, they're at the island. Everybody's arrived. Nobody likes our narrator. They all think he's very annoying. I have my retainers in. Everything is so hard to say. I'm just gonna read for a little bit until my ankles are fully iced. A little rough. Hi! What's going on? It's been a little bit since I've talked to you. Yesterday, I ended up playing a doubleheader for volleyball. Mainly because I had a game. So this is a new league that I'm in, which is super competitive, which like really high level, which is awesome. So great. And so we had our first game last night, and then my friend was subbing for a team that was playing right after us, and they were also short a couple players, so they asked me to also sub. And so I got to stick around and play again, which was a lot of fun. Very exhausting. Also after work yesterday, I ended up getting a massage because, again, I really need to focus on my ankles, which I'm currently icing right now. And that massage really, really helped. I was really nervous playing 2 games back to back yesterday, and they felt pretty good. They were a little sore this morning when I woke up, but generally not as sore as they have been, which is a huge plus. Hot step today, which was so great. It was a good workout. I'm so tired right now. Yeah, also last night, volleyball, I didn't get into bed until after 11 because they were the later games. I'm so tired. I had 2 energy drinks today, which is not the norm. Not the norm at all. I was exhausted though, but work was pretty slow today. And I'm currently doing some laundry. I'm just waiting for this last load here to get dry before hanging it up. So probably just gonna read for a little bit. And if you're ever curious as to what I wear on laundry day, it's my bear onesie. Because it's so cozy, and I just would feel silly like being in my pajamas, my actual pajamas, at like 5 o'clock. As far as the book goes, I am currently on part 2, chapter 5, which is on page 115. So yeah, the chapters start over in each part. I don't know how many parts there is, but we found out who died. Now we're going to find out, I think, the reasoning, or maybe the reasoning will come in if there's a third part. Maybe that will happen. But the tea, I did listen to a little bit because this is available on Spotify's premium, audiobooks premium. I'm not a big fan of the narrator. It's very like monotone. There's not a lot of inflection in their voice. This ice actually feels really good on my ankles. Wow. Let's read. Hello. Oh, my battery is gonna die, so we'll make this snappy. I have my retainers in, you're welcome. Had volleyball tonight. We ended up losing, so we got booted out of the bracket. It's just such a bummer, especially when we've beaten that team easily before. Sometimes it just be like that. Also, it's starting to snow. We're supposed to have a pretty big snowstorm this weekend, which is annoying because it's the end of March and it's been such spring weather, so I'm really sad. As for the book though, I'm on chapter 18, 153. I honestly can't remember really what I read last night. Good morning. If you notice, I don't have my crusty steering wheel, just I got a cover. I've had a steering wheel cover in my Amazon cart saved for later, going on like a month or two, and I just haven't pulled the trigger. It was only like 15 bucks. But then Aldi coming in clutch as always. Oh, somebody's pulling it. We're gonna pretend. Anyway, went to Aldi yesterday and they had one for $5. Steal of a deal. So I pulled into the parking spot right next to me, and now I'm shy. What's on deck today? We are going to work out. I'm going to do legs today. It is snowing. I already shoveled my driveway. Meal prep. I'm probably going to clean the house today. I need to. It's not dirty or anything. It feels like it needs a good cleaning. And what better weekend to do that than this gross one? Oh, we're going to read. We're going to finish that book today. All right. Another car just pulled up and I am even more shy. Let's take this and head in. I am cold. Let me grab my blanket and my quilt right there that I'm about to bundle up in too. I just finished meal prepping and like washing all the dishes. I cleaned off the countertops. I still have to sweep, but I just like need to sit down for a second. I'm so tired. So I made a little matcha. Probably should have made like a warm or a hot chai tea latte because I'm cold. I was gonna clean, as we know, but again, I'm so tired. So I'm going to just rot for a little bit, read, listen to an ambient, or put an ambiance on my TV and like light a candle, maybe take a nap if this matcha doesn't kick in with some energy. So tired. Also, like my eye right here, I don't know if it's like eczema or something, but it could just still be healing. I got hit in the face with a volleyball a few months ago, maybe a month ago now, I don't know. And it like hit me in the eye, not hard by any means, but my eye got really like, not scabbed, but really dry after it. And then I got hit in the face again on that same eye. And that one was a little bit lower. So, and that was a month or so ago as well. And it's still just like dry and flaky, but also just like My skin has been super dry this winter. I really need to get a humidifier. I was gonna go to Costco on Monday, but now we might have a snowstorm. So I don't think I'm gonna be able to get to Costco. But next time I go, I'm gonna check out their humidifier sections because it would be very nice to sleep with a humidifier on. I hate the one that I have now. Hate it with a passion. Mainly because it has a light in it and there's no way to turn the light off. I've even tried like to unscrew the light, but they have sealed it shut completely. I need to find a new humidifier that does not have a light so I can sleep at night without an eye mask, which irritates the eye. All that to say is when I woke up this morning, it looked like I got in a fight. Like I got punched in the eye and that it was swollen and looked bruised, but it's just dry. And I moisturize it quite a bit. Ooh, I have some under eye patches. Maybe I'll throw those on. Okay, we're gonna read. I'm gonna drink my matcha, see if that gives me a little burst of energy to clean the house. Might be going to trivia tonight. I haven't heard anything, so I don't know if we are or not. I'd be happy to, but also I'd be okay not going to. Still craving Mexican food, but that has nothing to do with anything. Even though this is not a whodunit, we still don't, it has not been revealed to us who shot the person that died on the island. So I'm still trying to guess. And everyone has a motive, except for one person, which is suspicious that that one person does not have a motive, like strong enough to do that. Actually, two people. Two people do not have strong motive, but at the same time, that makes them suspicious because they don't. Maybe we're not seeing what they have to be upset about to the point of killing this person. But again, our narrator is so unreliable that it makes me doubt them or like think that they might have done this. And they even are very upfront about being an unreliable narrator. So they're looking suspicious. A bunch of stuff happened that the other people all look suspicious. Everybody's suspicious. I also really love the nods to Agatha Christie, being like, oh, if this was an Agatha Christie novel, this is what would happen and this would play out. But this is not an Agatha Christie novel, and therefore it is not like that. They're like, we all know who did it, and you will find out eventually. I like this spin on it. They've produced a theory. It says, everyone in life corresponds to one of the characters in The Wizard of Oz. There's Dorothy Gale, a lost child looking for a place to belong, an insecure, neurotic scarecrow seeking intellectual validation, a bullying lion, really a coward, more afraid than everyone else, and the Tin Man, minus a heart. I would say between Dorothy and Scarecrow, but even then, like, I don't really relate to them. In my youth, definitely. But right now, I'm pretty good. What does that make me? The Oz? Just like, but he's a sham. Maybe I'm one of the witches. Glenda or Elphaba. Speaking of which, I am quite excited to see Wicked. I'm nervous to see Wicked as well. Like the movie that's coming out. I was listening to Pretty Basic and they were talking about it because Ariana Grande is gonna be Glenda. I guess I never really realized it, and I definitely do this, and it kind of will affect some of the performance of the character, but whether or not you see the actor cosplaying as the character or the character as the actor, such as like Harry Potter and Daniel Radcliffe, like that whole squad, they are them. And then any other movie that they do, it's Hermione cosplaying, Emma Watson cosplaying a different character, or you know what I mean. I feel like that might be the case with Wicked in the sense of I will see Ariana Grande cosplaying Glenda instead of Glenda just being Ariana Grande, you know? Because like Kristen Chenoweth is definitely always gonna be Glenda. Like that is her role. So I will be interested to see the performances. And I love Wicked. That is probably like my favorite musical. This is so... I kind of thought this was a possibility, but not to the extent of what it is. Oh, wow. Oh, I kind of want to make some popcorn because this... I just want to eat it all up. Messy, messy. Stuff is about to go down. It's so messy. Entertaining for the plot, but ooh. If this happened to me in real life, no, no, no. I'm just gonna vibe by myself on that island. These people are messy. What just happened? That took a huge turn. We're on Act 5. Act 4, wild ride. We have 22 pages left. Okay friends, we have finished both Listen for the Lie and The Fury. Did I take any notes as I was reading these? No, I did not. Really should have thought that through instead of just straight riffing here. Listen for the... So fun. As I said during this vlog, I had been feeling a little slumpy with my reading. This sucked me in. This was the perfect book. If you're feeling a little slumpy, this is the perfect book to get you out of your slump. It was fun. It was fast-paced. Short chapters, which is so helpful for any form of slump. And the storyline was just, it was intriguing and it was fun to figure out what the heck happened. I loved exploring both Lucy and Savvy's friendship and everything that they had gone through. Like, we get bits and pieces, and then obviously the added bonus of the podcast by Ben, and I loved Ben as a character. Ben's a little freaky. The characters are so fun. There's a lot of unlikable characters in this. I loved it. I loved it so much. Definitely a good time. I did not listen to the audiobook at all for this one, but I feel like it should be and would be a really good audiobook, especially if they used a full cast. I have no clue though. So if you know, if you listen to the audiobook, how were the narrators? Really enjoyed this. Highly recommend. It had me hooked from the very first chapter, or like the very first few pages. Oh, so cute. I just finished The Fury, like maybe an hour ago. So it's a little bit more fresh in my mind. This one was a little slower, which was kind of disappointing in the sense like that one was so fast paced. I finally felt like I was getting back into reading. This one was a little slower. I did really enjoy this though. It didn't start picking up until about Act 4, and that's when everything just went into complete chaos. I really liked it, like I said, but if you're wanting a fast-paced thriller, this is not the one. I really did enjoy like kind of piecing things together. Elliot is our narrator. He's an unreliable narrator. It's not a linear timeline. We get to the climax of what's happening, and then a different act will start, and he's like, oh, well, in order to understand the motives for this, we have to go back to this. And like, you're piecing it together, which was really fascinating. But yes, definitely kept it moving and kept you intrigued because so much was revealed in those non-linear, did I say linear timeline? I meant non-linear timeline. It kept the plot moving because you were constantly seeing different motivations for different characters as to what was happening. And I really enjoyed the twist on this one. If you like Alex Michaelides' other books like The Silent Patient and The Maidens, you will like The Fury. I enjoyed it. I think once you get used to his writing style, it's more familiar, so not necessarily like the biggest twist, but at the same time this one isn't supposed to be this huge twist like it says that in the beginning. Really enjoyed it. There were still some like shocking moments, and that was really fun. It was a fun read, especially like, again, Act 4 is where everything started picking up. I did enjoy Acts 1 through 3, but they were just a little bit slower. These are shorter chapters, which does help as well. It always baffles me as to like when people have these private islands or vacation homes as to like why they don't visit them more often or move there permanently, because that's what I would do. I'm really happy I read both of these thrillers. Well, that's our show. If you want to stick around for other reading vlogs or anything else that we get up to on this channel, feel free to subscribe to the channel and give this video a thumbs up to let me know that you like these reading vlogs, as well as respect others, respect yourself, and do something amazing with your day. Thanks, bye!